Hello, everyone. Let me know when you see me or hear me. May have a friend join me tonight. Then again, may not. Um, I may jump on his later. So, Benji, how are you doing? Good to see you. Arturo Mansur Hall, good to see you. Hey, Issy Fitz, how are you doing? Glad you guys are all here tonight. This was kind of a last minute situation. Don't know how long it's going to roll or what we're going to do. I've got a friend that may jump on here with me, and we may kick it for a bit for about that. Oh God, Benji, you were killing me last night. You were just killing me last night. Let's see, what else is going on? Guys, why don't you guys throw some stuff out in the comments and let me know how your week is going. Hey, Reptile, how you doing? Did you look for any hognose today or this week? Because I remember that was on your list of things to do. Snakes on the Plains. Thank you for spending the time earlier to talk with me about stuff. Like I said, I went to Best Buy looking for that flash, and didn't find it. I did find an LED panel that I'm going to see about how that works later. I've kind of wanted one of those too for a while. Gotcha, snakes, man. How's the latest video doing? It's been a day or two since I've been over to your channel. If you can't answer, don't worry about it. I'll go check it out later. But if you haven't seen Snakes on the Plains' latest video of his trip to Arizona, do yourself a favor, go watch it. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can drop the link to Snakes on the Plains video in my chat, because I'm just that type of guy that wants to share the love. There's a lot of love here. It's just a great video. Sometimes you have these videos that you wish you would have made. This is one of those times. I wish I would have made this video. Although, if I couldn't have made it, I'm glad Snakes on the Plains did. Looked the other day, got a line snake and a newborn western diamondback. Hey, reptile, that's better than nothing. Snakes on the Plains is one of my favorite content creators. Great shots of the snakes he finds. Yes, he does amazing work. He's actually teaching me. He's actually teaching me how to use this thing. Hopefully I start banging out some shots that are close to his sooner or later. Definitely click on that link. And click on it, leave the live, go watch that video, come back to the live. That's fine. Don't really care. This was kind of a last minute deal. I kind of thought I was going to have a special guest. Now I don't think he's going to be able to join us yet, although I think he may be going live later. And some crazy guy flies around the world and finds king cobras and blue coral snakes and all kinds of other things. I was kind of really hoping he can make it to mine, but if he can't, he can't. That's fine, because he does some amazing lives on his own. Definitely worth the time to watch him. And I tell you, I got to I got to visit with a buddy of mine in New Mexico, and that's where I've been. I've been on the phone with him for about an hour, um, and he's a big wildlife education guy. He's done a lot for different libraries, Boy Scout troops, things like that in the Albuquerque area. I want to say maybe Rio Rancho, and he's always been a huge supporter of mine for the last 15 years. And we kicked around some stuff tonight, and it was absolutely a phenomenal time visiting with him, catching up with him, and he just he put some big ideas in my head. I'll say that, some stuff that I hadn't really thought about, and now I'm thinking. Um, it was kind of good that we talked tonight because whenever me and him get together, usually magic happens. He's just he's just an amazing all around guy. There's nothing more to it than that. His name's Jerry, and he's put a lot of his life into doing programs on reptile and amphibian biology and bird biology and ecology and things like that. His name's Jerry, and he's a really good guy. And like I said, me and him get together, and it does become dangerous. Outdoors with Big Matt. Hello, how are you? Yeah, yeah, Autumn. That's why I got hung up. Couldn't call you back. Me and Jerry have been trying to reach each other for 2 weeks, and we finally connected, and it's amazing. And I'm just so good, so glad that I've got some people like that in my neck of the woods around me, and to inspire me and push me and show me some things about myself that sometimes I won't even catch. Um, Eat reptile. It's it's easy. It's fairly easy to show someone how to do basic camera stuff. Uploading it to a laptop's usually just a matter of plugging it in, taking the camera and running your lightning cable to your USB port. Um, Lou, awesome. He didn't know we were on. Thumbs up for you, Todd. Wait to watch the baby rattlesnake video. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's I got some good shots in that one. Um, so I hope it is watched. Hey Lou, I thought from what you said you weren't going to be able to be on, so maybe it's my bad. Do you want to come on? Because I will drop you the link. I'll watch you a little while eating a little sushi in Japan. Ha, that's fine, Lou. So you're in Japan and you're eating sushi, and I'm in Oklahoma and I'm not eating sushi. And um, yeah, and then Autumn Hissy Fit, she's in Oklahoma and she has been eating sushi. I'm the one here without the dang sushi. So everybody feels sorry for me. I'll drop my cash app later. I'm just joking. The arm is looking better, Lou. Pulled it out of my cast, which is not recommended by your doctors, and so they got me a splint, and and so it's getting better. I'm getting to where I can move it and do things. So I'm hoping I get another week or two of field herping in here before long. Fully envenomated. Hello. I saw you sneak in earlier. I'm sorry I didn't get to say hi to you right off the bat. I really wasn't even thinking about going live tonight, and then me and Lou got to talking, and I thought we might be able to hook up, and hopefully he will go live later. So keep your fingers crossed we get a Lou Boyer live later. Um, be on the lookout. And if you are not subscribed to his channel, there's something wrong with you because he does amazing videos. Lou B747. Airplanes, venomous snakes on airplanes. Who knows? And in conjunction with snakes on the planes, we got the workings of a big disaster here. I mean, now actually we've got workings of some really amazing videos, is what we've got. Got some good company in here tonight. Um, Now, I was going to talk to you guys a little bit about my other channel, monetizing. I got the email tonight that said, your channel is eligible for monetization. And I was thinking that's kind of funny because my other channel just blew up. A video from it went, I wouldn't say viral, but it started picking up major traffic. And I got like 3,000 watch hours in less than a week. And I was already over 4,000 watch hours when it happened, but I didn't have the subs. Well, I got about 600 subs this last week, which pushed me over the threshold. And mad shout out to Derek's Reptiles for helping me walk through some of that stuff. Lou B, let me give you a warning, Lou. It's called Roundup Rodeo. And what happened to, or it's a channel that I use to document stuff that happens at Rattlesnake Roundups. It's not field herb stuff. It's not happy stuff. I've always basically documented what goes on there, things like that from a historical and sometimes an activist type perspective. I do not agree with those things. I do not think rattlesnakes should be harvested commercially with no limits, and that happens some in Texas and Oklahoma. And I'll drop a link to that channel so you can check it out. But I trust me, I would not be surprised if for someone or any of my friends that didn't want to subscribe to it, you would not hurt my feelings. Because like I said, it is not a happy channel. But this video, I'm going to drop the link to in the chat, went from like 10,000 views to like over 200,000 views, just like in 3 or 4 days. So, yeah, I documented what I saw, Derek, and once again, I kind of have some issues with it. I don't want to be too activisty anymore. Spent a lot of years being that guy. Now I'm just kind of like, I want to get this stuff on video so people can look back 50 years from now and say, hey, we used to do stuff like this. But I never promoted that channel, never talked about it. Somehow that one video that I linked to hit a data pocket or something, got shared to the right amount of people, and and next thing you know, it just blew up and took off. And I upload 4 or 5 videos to it every couple of months. It's not a major traffic channel for me. I mean, it's like I do far more work with shorts, lives, and videos on this channel than I do that Roundup channel. And so exactly, support it, and hopefully there'll be some changes made. Good point. Because the more that people know what goes on, the more we can work together to come up with something better. Definitely appreciate those words. But it's bizarre for me to have a video get over 10, 15,000. I mean, I get what I feel are some decent videos. I just don't always get the traffic. And I don't do some of the things that some other people do that I think boosts their channels or help their channel along. And I'm working on implementing some more of that in the future. But that channel is pending monetization. It is under review by YouTube right now. I've got my fingers crossed that I'm going to squeak through. I see where it's kind of a gray area. I may or may not hit with things. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I've got all that video archived in 5 different places, so if the channel ever got lost, I would just be able to upload it again somewhere at another time, another place. Commentate Outdoors, man, disclaimer. Not all of the stuff on that channel is gruesome, but there is some gruesome there. It deals with, commercial rattlesnake hunting, which is dying out in the eastern United States, and thank God for that, because the eastern diamondbacks and the canebrakes, timber rattlesnakes out that way, they don't need any more help. They've lost the majority of their natural habitat, and those guys need every break they can get. So there were at one time like 20 or 30 eastern diamondback hunts in Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. There's like one left now, and it maybe catches 10, 15 snakes a year. And so I'm not sad to see that tradition die out there. In the West, it's kind of a different area because people are hunting western diamondbacks, which are still fairly common throughout most of their range here, even in the areas they're hunted. Um, Snakes on the Plains lives close to some of those areas. He's down there and he sees a lot of those animals still. So there can be an argument made that, like, the game department doesn't need to take action yet, or they should take action. I kind of wish they would. Arturo, good question. The Eastern Diamondbacks, they are not. I believe they're protected on a state by state level, and which means they can be hunted in state, but you can't like export a live one out of state, depending on which state it is. I know that Georgia had two Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake hunts, and both of those have kind of went the way of an educational no-kill festival, which is what I'd like to see all of them do. But I don't think in Georgia or Alabama, I don't think either of those two states protect the Eastern Diamondback. Excuse me. And it's kind of a shame because whereas the Western Diamondback still has a lot of habitat where they're not hunted. There's real wide paths of New Mexico, Arizona, parts of Texas that aren't hunted, parts of Oklahoma that aren't hunted, and the animals are still prospering in a lot of their habitat. With the Eastern Diamondback, it's not the case. You have cities that have popped up like Atlanta, Orlando, Miami, places in South Carolina, and all the way over into Mississippi and Alabama, where ports go in, cities spring up, and it's fragmented a lot of the original Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake habitat. So I honestly wish the Eastern Diamondback would get ESA listed. Some of the Dilly Cup folks may not like me for that comment, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's my opinion. I stand by it. Ariel, good to see you in here tonight. Yeah, exactly, Benji. I've had that same thought a time or two. But anyway, I did a channel, and my first YouTube channel was a roundup related channel. It's still out there. I just haven't uploaded anything new to it, and I started uploading to it in 2009, and a lot of stuff got flagged. Some of it got removed. In one instance, a family from Oklahoma actually tried to sue me over one of the videos, and I had to get an attorney involved. It was hella stupid. I mean, it was just this level of stupid that I just can't even imagine. Um, but anyway, I appreciate any subs on that other channel as well. And once again, I totally understand if you don't want to watch that stuff. And I tried to kind of steer away from the gory aspect of it and show the other things about it. About the snakes, about the collections, about what they do with them, things like that. I just didn't want it to be a blood fest, which it very easily could have. I've got that much footage. For those who don't know, I've been going to rattlesnake roundups since 2008 with video cameras, photo cameras, anything, everything, trying to, document, record, expose whatever I found. It's out there. These hunts are just very highly controversial. I personally think they're a little on the excessive side, but But I would like to see more management from the game authorities in them. I would like to see things like gravid females be off limits, hunter education on how to identify gravid female atrox, because once again, it's like if you take out the big females that are of sexual maturity age, yeah, you can get into some problems. I do know of like specific areas that have been like kind of wiped out, where the Diamondbacks were once very common there and now they're not. And so, I just think the game department should do a little more. But anyway, they know my thoughts. And um, do 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 do. Hold on. Hey, Venom Wonderful, how are you? Glad you could join us tonight. Reptile, I was there when Animal Planet made Rattlesnake Republic. I had a friend who was actually on another Animal Planet show at the same time that they were making the Rattlesnake Republic show, and honestly, I didn't think that belonged on Animal Planet. The people that are all on that, I know personally. People like Jackie Bibby, Riley Sawyers, who recently passed away. I knew those guys personally, and they knew that I disagreed with some of the stuff. But that show, a lot of people thought it was about the roundups. It was kind of more about the drama between the different hunting teams, and and I thought that really blew up in their face. It was on one season, and then Animal Planet pulled the show. That was part of the reason why my friend, who had his show on Animal Planet, wanted off Animal Planet. I don't want to speak for him because he's not here, and that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, and he. I know I can't remember if he violated his own contract or what, but he pretty much told Animal Planet to go pound sand, and a lot of it had to do with that show. And then they were doing stuff that was also kind of messed up on his show, and it was just all around not a good thing. I could go off on an Animal Planet tangent. I'm going to try not to tonight because I've got all kinds of things on Animal Planet. I know people there. When it's just um, we'll save that for another night. Homestead, thank you for stopping by. I still got to get by your King Snake video on your channel. That is on my list of things to do. So, thank you for stopping by. Gary Kilshaw, your uncle has land in Arizona. Posted no hunting. That's okay. I feel his land should be surveyed. We should get out there and look for some reptiles. We should go field herb that sometime. What do you say, Gary? No, but I was just on the phone with Jerry from New Mexico. He's a great guy, and he was talking about different things regarding desert ecology and things like that, and we talked about like rattlesnake conservation, and it was a good time, and definitely appreciate him taking the time to visit with me, and he got to share some stuff with me about things he saw when he was over in Hawaii. And for those of you who don't follow marine biology, there is a huge crisis with seahorses. We all know what seahorses are, those little fish that have the funny looking shapes and they swim around. And those things are being poached like you wouldn't believe. Everywhere they occur, they're being poached, dried up, sold as tourist trinkets, sold into the third world medicine trade, things like that. None of it's based in science. And so, but anyway, he showed a video on my timeline, or shared a video to my timeline, where he got to visit in Hawaii, and it's like this big seahorse farm, and they figured out how to like reproduce the most endangered seahorse species, and it is so awesome and so fascinating. I'm going to rewatch that video again later when I get out of here. But I just I did want to stop by and say, thank you guys for supporting this channel, and for the handful of people that know about the other channel and have been at least supporting it or getting it watch time. Thank you as well. Um, I definitely, that's something I didn't see coming, and it just hit, and so I decided to roll with it. And mad respect to Derek, Desert Wolf. Desert Wolf gave me some pointers and things. Um, do, 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 do. But hey, Paulie, how you doing? It's good to see you, Paulie. Good vibes, exactly. Good vibes. 40 acres in Arizona. That sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan, Gary. I had to go out there and make some videos, man. Um, hey, Benji, thank you for subbing that Roundup channel. Man, if you can play 2 or 3 of the top ones, I'd appreciate it. If you can't, I totally understand. And why I kept that channel under wraps is because some of that stuff hits a weird gray area based on what I've seen. And Derek's telling me not to worry about it. And I'm like, well, I've done these channels before and I've been hit. So, will it work? Will it not work? I don't know. Maybe I can make some money and get out of there before, maybe I can make some money and take the money and run. That's my story. Sue, sorry I didn't respond to your message earlier. It's been a slam bam kind of Saturday. Get to Sheets. Thank you for dropping in. Yeah, Benjamin. I've talked to a lot of people in Australia, Benji, who are like, you guys are doing what over there with what? And Steve Irwin's dad, actually, Bob Irwin, started speaking out against this type of stuff for a while. He was hooked up with the guys from Urban Jungles Radio, which I don't think they've actually done a show in 5 or 6 years now. I could be wrong. I've kind of lost touch with them. But anyway, it was kind of going all over Australia for a while that this crazy stuff was going on in Texas and Oklahoma. And you guys know me. I love the Western Diamondback. I will do what I can to protect them, and some of it is just the awareness of what all is going on. I mean, and also there's the aspect of I want to get this stuff documented from a historical perspective, because I do think these things are definitely on their way out. You know, that other channel that's pending monetization highlights about 6 or 7 different roundups. They've got Apache, Waynoka, Warrika, Oklahoma, Okeen, Oklahoma. They got Oglesby, Texas, and then the infamous Sweetwater, Texas one. And yes, long live the Atrox. And I haven't been to every roundup in Texas and Oklahoma, but I've been to the majority of them. Still needing to get to Lomita and Brownwood. May make those this year. Who knows? COVID hit and shut a lot of them down for a year or two, because they're not going to make any money without people coming in to see the animals and stuff. And so some of those did take a hit, and some of them I don't think will recover. um, but at the same time, there's a commercial market for rattlesnake products. You can take a Western Diamondback rattlesnake that Snakes on the Plains or myself or anyone could road cruise, and you can literally get $120 worth of stuff out of one rattlesnake. The gallbladder will go for $20. The skin will go for $3-4 a foot. The chopped heads, they sell those things for $10 a piece. They pickle them in alcohol. The meat gets sold by the pound. I've eaten rattlesnake once. I do not ever recommend it. It is disgusting. I mean, go eat dirt. Dirt is better than eating rattlesnake. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to eating reptiles or amphibians, especially if you're in a survival type situation. But just I can tolerate gator. I can't tolerate rattlesnake or any other kind of snake based off what I know from rattlesnakes. So, hooked into catfishing. I usually see two to 20 Great Basins in my yard in northern Utah. Man, can I buy your house hooked into catfishing? Um, man, I tell you, the Great Basins are one of my favorite rattlesnakes. And I've actually got some video on my channel of some captive Great Basins. You should scroll my channel and look and check it out. Because the Great Basins are just these awesome looking rattlesnakes. I really like them. Yeah, man, if you see 2 to 20 in your yard in northern Utah, I would consider you very, very lucky. There's no fibers north of Eugene, west of the Cascades. Um, yeah, Arturo. Yeah, I can't remember exactly where you. Yeah, that's right. You live. You live west of the Cascades, and as memory serves me, do you guys not have rubber boas up there, Arturo? I thought rubber boas were up there. I could be wrong. Oh gosh, Sue, I really hate to hear that. I've been thinking about you. I'm sorry. I'm still kind of limited on the typing, so I'm sorry I sent you kind of a quick message earlier that just it was very abbreviated. Sue, you need to start calling, or you need to get a hold of me by phone because like that way, like I can talk and we can catch up on all kinds of things. Hey Lou, I was thinking about something. I've had these ideas because it's been a really slow field herping year for me. Me and Autumn from Hissy Fits have gotten out some. I was going to hook up with snakes on the plains this year. It didn't happen. It would have happened if I wouldn't have broken my damn arm. But I kind of thought about going back and pulling some of my old video and making like a best of copperheads and cottonmouths, best of western diamondback rattlesnakes, things like that, you know, and kind of recycling some old footage. I want to say Sean Howe, who is a game creator. She does like arts and crafts and like Halloween games, Christmas games, things like that. Not a reptile person at all, but she does follow my channel. And she threw out that idea of taking some of your old footage and some of your B-reel and like, kind of rehashing it. And I kind of don't really like to do that, but when you're needing to produce video to keep, you know, to keep something uploading, that's where I got into shorts. I didn't want to do shorts at all. I really didn't, but it kind of was easy because I could just go outside and film, native insects or native reptiles or amphibians and not even have to edit it and just upload it. And some of those did very well and pulled in a lot of subs for me. Yeah, I agree. They do okay. They're not blockbusters for sure. E-Reptile. I'm hoping to get enough for one more video. Haven't gotten up on getting hognose. Don't ever give up. E-Reptile, because hognose are weird. They can be found at any time of the year. I consider them a cold weather snake. Um, I've seen them a lot sooner in the year than I have other snakes, and I've also seen them a lot later in the year than I have other snakes. And I don't know if that's because the amphibians come out sooner and are out later, and that's what they prey on. At least the easterns prey on toads. So, I wouldn't give it up. I wouldn't give up on it. E-Reptile, do I have you on Instagram? I know you don't have Facebook, but let me know if I do or don't have you on Instagram because man, I'm pretty sure I could get you hooked up with some good technical advice or at least get you started on getting some things a little better because you do some pretty good videos as is. I kind of always like your run and gun style, E-Reptile. I like just no B-roll, just right into the action. Things like that. I definitely can appreciate that kind of stuff, and and so but at the same time, I mean, if you could get a hold of me Instagram, or I don't have Instagram. I don't do social media. Yeah, that's kind of a limiting factor, reptile. Because I hate social media too, but it's also a necessary evil. I hit up that guy Cameron. I want to say his name on Instagram. He is an amazing nature photographer, and I was like, dude, I want to get a shot just like this. What kind of lens did you use? What settings did you use? And he like, I mean, I consider the guy a superstar. I want to say his name's. I don't want to say his last name because I'll get it wrong, and there's a lot of Camerons running around. But he was like, man, oh, I use this kind of camera, and and use this, and go to f4 and all this, and make sure your sunlight angle is right, and blah blah blah. And I was just, and so sometimes social media really helps because you contact other people, and it's easy for them to get to you, and they're easy to access, or they will talk to you there. Whereas like my personal email, I generally only check it once a week. I've been checking it every 30 minutes because I'm awaiting my monetization results. My Roundup Rodeo account is under review by YouTube as we speak. And I'm going to save this live even if it sucks or goes awry, just so I can look back at this time and say, wow, you know, at least I got to the level of where I had a shot. And, and it's pretty amazing because the, um, the furthest north snakes live is British Columbia, Canada. I believe you're right, Arturo. I don't think they're further north. I know they're not up into the Northwest Territories, and I'm surprised anything lives up there. Um, my favorite snake, Cam and Tate, outdoors. Um, my favorite native would be a toss up between the prairie rattlesnake and the western diamondback rattlesnake. I like timber rattlesnakes and Massasaugas. I think timbers are a little boring. If you go outside of Oklahoma, I'm definitely a big fan of the banded rock rattlesnakes, the Arizona ridge-nosed rattlesnakes, the Willardi. Those are those are some pretty awesome snakes, and the rubers, the Crotalus rubers, the red diamondbacks in California that Big Lou B gets to find. Big fan of those. I'm a rattlesnake junkie. I mean, it's kind of like I like all snakes, but like you want something to get me excited and going, it's the rattlesnake family. Yes, it does suck, Derek. And Derek, you might have not been in here when I told you I got the email that said you're eligible for monetization. I'm like, me and Derek, went through this the other night. Um, you know what I mean? And Derek, man, brother, who else is going to call someone at 4 in the morning and walk someone through that and put words of wisdom into someone's ear? Derek, I owe you, man. We ever get hooked up, I'll let you buy dinner, but I'll buy the drinks. And believe me, we'll get into some drinks. Me and Derek are. I think we're gonna like get like a bottle of vodka and then toss Massasaugas back and forth to each other, and and see if me and Derek can have a contest. Whoever drops the Massasauga loses. Whoever gets bit really loses. I'm kidding. We're not going to do nothing like that. Arturo, rubber boas, amazing snake. I want to say Lou B. Lou, I don't know if you're still with us, but I want to say you've found some rubber boas before. I could be wrong, but I used to have a guy that I used to herp with. Me and him have lost touch, and he went from Oklahoma like to Oregon or somewhere up there to find rubber boas, and he actually did field herp some and was successful. And so definitely a species I would love to encounter in the wild. I found out those things are in Yellowstone Park. I didn't think they went that far east, but yeah, Lou B's jumping in and he says, yeah, he's got a video from the San Francisco Bay Area. I thought you did, Lou. Rubber boas are absolutely fascinating. Um, and I definitely want to hit the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest sometime, because one of my favorite rattlesnakes is the Norpac, um, or the Northern Pacific rattlesnake. And some people just consider them like an Atrox of the Northwest, because they're fairly common. They're the main species up there. I do like the Southern Pacifics, but I really like some of the Northern Pacifics. If you go to John Delgado's channel on YouTube, I don't think he's made a video in years, but he had some great footage of these almost bluish looking Northern Pacifics from Northern California, and I just really fell in love with that species. And yeah, Sue, you take care and be in touch, and I will get back to you. Another question: what is your favorite video of yours, Kim and Tate? Um, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I really like my bull snake video that is on um, my. It's one of the more popular videos on this channel, and it's just a bull snake hissing and doing a defensive display. That's really one of my favorites. My night rattlesnakes one is another one. Brad Clark, I have seen where rubber boas, one kind of garter snake, and the prairie rattlesnake were all found in Wyoming in the Yellowstone Park area. There was an article in Reptiles magazine about 10, 12 years ago, somewhere around there. It was about herping Yellowstone, and there was like two or three frog species, rubber boas, prairie rattlesnakes, a garter snake, and I want to say some kind of gopher snake. Um, Pacific Northwest, rattlesnakes east of the Cascades. Yeah, up into the Okanogans. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Arturo. Um, yeah, and I think you're right for the rubber boas too. Based on what I've read, not my firsthand experience, but based on what I've read, get by Lou B's channel and look for rubber boas or Northwest or Lou B. Man, later on, if these guys spill into your life later, if you go live, drop links to those videos because they'll get you some views. But anyway, yeah, the albino ringneck snake video, that was an interesting video. That was a snake that a friend of mine caught. Or I don't know if he caught it or someone he knew caught it, and then he went and grabbed it. But that was another video that's like why that thing didn't like get maybe 5 to 10,000 views. I don't know. I think it got like around 1,000, and then it just kind of petered out. But yeah, I just said petered out on one of my lives. Oh well, it's all good. But I just wanted to stop by tonight, and I thought me and Lou were going to hook up. We didn't, and that's okay. Lou B has a great channel, and if he does a live later tonight, be on the lookout. His lives are fascinating. He gets into so many crazy stories. See, all I can do are snakes. He gets into some aviation stuff sometime that is absolutely a lot of fun. Smet Logic is chiming in, and he says Colorado has rubber boas. Supposedly. Okay. Smet Logic, have you seen one there? Or better yet, do you trust the guy that told you they're there? Lou is drunk. Lou, are you drunk? Like, are you having too much sake with the sushi? God, I haven't drank in like 6 years, and I'm stuck at my house while all my friends are killing it during Hogtober. And I'm stuck at my house with a screwed up arm thinking, God, alcohol sounds so good. I'll go back to my sponsor and they'll be like, why did you relapse? And I was like, well, I was sitting around drinking, watching Smet Logic videos and Lou B videos. And oh, God. But has he found a vine snake? Smet Logic, I am about to hire you a guide to get you this fine snake. I just feel like this has been a ghost animal for you, and vines are a myth. I I've had my own species, Smet Logic. I worked for like 10 years to get a timber in Oklahoma. Smet Logic, you have been to some incredible timber sites in Oklahoma. I was trying to find them on my side of the state and find the spot all myself without help from anybody. And then I learned a few things about targeting them. And then I did visit some of the places out west that kind of defies logic because you think they would be more in the east, and they are there, but they're just harder to find there. Um, but like the timber rattlesnake for like 10 years was like my ghost species, and I could find everything else, but I couldn't find timbers. And there's people in central Oklahoma, people you've herped with, Smet Logic. I'm not going to mention their names, but people that you've herped with that can find 15 timbers a night because they're right on that den site. And so don't feel bad, Smet Logic, that you have a ghost species or a unicorn species. How far west does the timber rattlesnake go? Arturo, that's a good question. Let me talk for Oklahoma, okay? Without saying too much, I need to think about how I say this because they are a game animal in Oklahoma. You can legally collect an unlimited amount of timber rattlesnakes in Oklahoma with a valid hunting license. They don't show up in the roundups often, thank God. Sometimes, someone will request a belt made from a timber rattlesnake and then they'll snag one or five or whatever. But I will say this, the timber rattlesnake, and I don't feel like I'm giving up any classified information. They go west of I-35 in Oklahoma. I won't say really far west, but I do know they've been sighted west of I-35 in Oklahoma. Um, and they're probably far more common in the eastern part of the state, but they also have a lot more cover and a lot more hiding spots. So you don't see the timber rattlesnakes as often in the east as you do the western and central part of the states, just because I think they have less cover. That's just a armchair prediction. Um, yeah, Arturo, I don't like it, but you can legally catch any species of rattlesnake under any amount for 4 months of the year with a hunting license in Oklahoma. That's something I would like to see change. I would like to see it like 50 pounds of like Western Diamondbacks instead of, I know people who catch 1,000 pounds of Western Diamondbacks in Oklahoma. I think that's excessive. Smet Logic herping. Have I found a scarlet snake in Oklahoma? Yeah, I have. Sadly, it was pancaked on the road. Um, I have not. I have not herped a live scarlet snake in Oklahoma. I will say this: one night, me and Jubal Lane were both hitting the same area. Now, I'm pretty sure Smet Logic, you know who Jubal Lane is, and he was on one end of like a county, and I was on the top end of the county, and we were both kind of looking for scarlets. And I've got this on video on my channel. And he calls me, and the cell reception down there is really horrible. You're just like down in this valley, but it's known scarlet territory. And he's like, man, meet me at Dock B. I've got something to show you. And so I was like, okay. And I was like, what is it? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you. You just got to come see it. And so I was like, okay. And so it's like I drive over to the end of where he was at, and he had tubbed up a little scarlet snake, and we let it go. We took some pictures of it. I got some video of it. The video's on my channel. That was not my field herp find. That was Jubal's. I want to say I made sure that was there in the notes. My kids was like next year. Yeah, I haven't seen timbers there. That's what I kind of like for timber. Right, Kim. There are some good timber rattlesnake populations in Oklahoma, but but at the same time, let's make sure those locations stay on the down low. I feel comfortable saying they have been found in the western part of the state or west of I-35 in habitat that you would look at and you would not think timber rattlesnake. Yeah, I mean it's almost plains type habitat, um, but that they there are some there that have survived. Um, and Oklahoma, Central Texas, and probably central Kansas is about the farthest west the timber rattlesnake goes. Don't have a range map in front of me, can't speak to the northern states, but I know that like timber rattlesnakes aren't in places like Montana. They're not they don't go that far west. They don't go into Colorado. That much we know. Um, yeah, yes, MetLogic. Jubal deactivated his Facebook when that striped copperhead, when he came up on the 1 year anniversary of it. He was just like traumatized by finding that snake. Found a scarlet in okay. So that's as good as a vine in my book. SmetLogic, I agree. I have generally tried to get out for scarlets. About 3 years ago, me and Jubal were out 3 or 4 nights a week, and down in the central Oklahoma area, I'll say that. And I didn't find one. He didn't find one, and then like 2 nights later, he went without me, and he went with Derek, and they found one on the exact same road we were working before. You really kind of have to tune in to their behavior with scarlet snakes. And an interesting fact about scarlet snakes is they if I understand this correctly, they primarily eat the eggs of other reptiles. And that kind of also makes them a little hard to find because they're burrowing in sand looking for skink nests and things like that, or other snake nests. They just don't really get out and about the way that something like a rat snake or a copperhead does. But gang, thank you for your support. I'm going to go ahead and kill this now. Hopefully Lou B will be on later. Hopefully he's intoxicated. Nothing could be cooler to see Lou kicking back in Japan and doing some Q&As and stuff like that. But guys, I thank all of you guys for stopping by my channel and catching these lives. They're not always the most entertaining, but they do help with watch time and things like that because I'm still pushing towards monetization on this channel. Okay, if you got to fly later tonight, Lou, you better not be drunk. I hope that. Okay, okay. I'm taking SmetLogic with a grain of salt. Yes, SmetLogic. That's the thing about the scarlets. You want to be out there at like midnight, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. To find scarlets. That seems like that's the time when they get found. They get found at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And hey Lou, keep me posted. I've got about 30 minutes of stuff to do after this live, but I'd love to come on yours if you don't mind, or if you want the company. If not, I'll just kick back and watch. But I definitely always enjoy your lives. Your lives are really entertaining. So everybody in this chat, keep an eye out for Lou B747's lives. Oh, would love to have me. Okay, do you know what time you're going on, Lou? Or can you not predict it, but give me an idea? Okay, and anyone else? Okay. Yeah, let's see. You're in Japan, so We'll try the StreamYard thing. Sake and Lou. No idea, really. Okay. Let me do some thinking. Well, Lou, just man, let me know. I will be keeping an eye out for your live. And see, he's drunk. You guys are straight cracking me up. Oh my gosh. Oh man, Smith Logic and Lou. Message me. Okay, I will do that. Brad, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for dropping your observations. Always good having you around. And I'm going to go ahead and end this live here. Thank you guys for checking it out. If you have the stomach, check out Roundup Rodeo. If you can't, I'm not going to be upset at all because it's hard stuff to look at. But anyway, more sake. Oh my gosh. You guys are killing me. Thank you guys for showing up. Smet Logic, Luby, Brad, Venom, everybody, Wolf, E-Reptile. You guys, it means a lot that you guys stop in and check in. Even if you can't stay for the whole thing, it really, really warms my heart. So you guys all have a special place in my book. Ariel, thank you for wrenching it. Always good to have you around. Benji, I'll see you later somewhere. And I'll message you, Lou. And I'm going to get out of here. Guys, thanks for stopping by.